Well, we just heard from Danny Ainge covering everything from the draft to our beloved Tommy to player development, and we are talking all about it. Mariah, Janos here with Bobby Manning. I want to talk about the draft
Rest
first
in
things.
peace, Tommy.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in peace to an absolute legend all throughout Boston. Very beloved. Now, I want to talk about the draft first things first. 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick. We heard Danny kind of talk about it. He doesn't want just 4 rookies for the sake of adding 4 rookies. What do you really think is the draft strategy here?
They're going to try to move up one way or the other. There's no room on the roster for 4 players, and that's a given. We didn't even have to ask that question to know that one. So everyone wants to see them move up to number 5, number 6, into that top 10 to try to get a great player. And today we heard a report from Kevin O'Connor that they're looking at number 6, Atlanta specifically. The problem is there's other teams looking to move up to those spots too, and they probably have more to offer. The sense I got from the Celtics is kind of a given. 2 things today. They're going to look for athletic guys and shooters, which they're always going to do. And they're going to look for a great deal that the Celtics are obviously going to win, which is Danny Ainge. So for that reason, I don't see them getting up into the top 10. Now, they do have 3 picks here, 14, 26, and 30. Can they condense 26 and 30 into another mid-rounder, maybe 16 or 17? I think that's the more likely scenario than getting up into the top 10, but they do need to condense all of this somehow.
Absolutely. Garden Report is brought to you by Manscaped. To get 20% off and free shipping with the code GARDEN20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code GARDEN20. Take the leap and join the Manscaped movement today. So back to the draft, you touched on it a little bit, looking for good shooters. But aside from that, what do you think that they should specifically be looking for with the draft?
They're going to have to find someone who can score off their bench and contribute at the wing position off their bench. There's a lot of talk about getting a point guard as sort of Kemba insurance, which could be smart. There's some guys in there that could be secondary playmakers on the team, but they still have Marcus Smart as that backup point guard per se. So I don't think that's a huge need. Big man is another one. Onyeka Okongwu has gotten a ton of hype in the Celtics land, and not only is he going to go very high in this draft, but I think if you pick a guy like that or move up to get a center, you're essentially giving up on Rob Williams, which I'm not ready to do either. And if we look at the biggest problem with the Celtics last year, Semi Ojeleye, Javonte Green, Romeo Langford, those guys weren't ready to contribute as another wing. And I thought Ryan Bernardoni on Twitter made a great point that if your team's 60% wings like the Celtics are, you need that much off your bench too. And they didn't have a single reliable wing off their bench. So I'm looking for a wing guy. There's quite a number of them in this draft. That's where the league's going. And that's where this team has always been based on. So I'm going wing if it comes to a position here. Danny has said they draft for need in this draft, maybe more than others. But you also try to look for the best guy you can possibly get to if you're picking in the lottery. So there's a fine line they're going to have to balance there. But I'm going wing.
Going wing. All right, we'll see what happens. For all of our Celtics coverage, head to clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel over at Celtics All Access.